Hello everyone, my name is Nicodemus Uj. This is my final assignment for online course Sustainable Soil Management, Soil for Life. So my case of study is about water erosion in Sarawak, Malaysia. Sarawak is located at the southeast of Asia. Sarawak was once known as Borneo Island and one of the 30 states of Malaysia. So let me tell you the reason why I choose this topic. Sarawak is the largest state of Malaysia, and Sarawak also is well known to have the richest of the natural sources, especially in oil and gas, timber, oil, palm, paddy, rubber, pepper, and so on. Because of this business or agriculture, it was lead to the land clearing and change in land use, leading to the water erosion. In terms of the landscape of the Sarawak, it can be divided into three regions. First is a coastal, lowland, large region, and then mountain highland. Coastal lowland is comprising the peat swamp as well as the narrow deltic and alluvial plains. Large region is of the undulating hills ranging from the above 300 meters, and the mountain highland extended from to the Kalimantan border. The rainforest of Borneo is alleged to be among the world's most distinct species rich. About 80% of the total area of the Sarawak is covered with the forest, and the remaining 2.3 billion hectares is under sentimental agriculture, crop cultivation, and native customary lands. In terms of climate, Sarawak has the equatorial climate, which means that the temperature is relatively uniform throughout the year. As you can see the graph besides, it is between the range of the 23rd degrees Celsius in the morning and the 32nd degrees Celsius during the day. The highland areas such as the Barrio, it is north side of the Sarawak, the temperature hovers between 16 degrees to 25 degrees Celsius during the day and get as low as the 11 degrees Celsius in some nights. Sarawak also has two types of monsoons. The first one is the northeast monsoon and the second one is southwest monsoons. Northeast monsoon usually between the November to February, which will bring the heavy rains. The southeast monsoon, which is from the June to October, is usually milder. The average of the rainfall per year is between 3,300 to 4,600 millimeters, and the humidity is consistently high in the lowlands ranging from the 80% to 90%. As you can see here in the picture is a soil type that can be found in the Sarawak. Usage of the land, about more than 50% of the land is a dry forest land, and the lowest is a settlement and associated non-agricultural land, which is about 0.3%. The main problems that can be found in Sarawak is Malaysia is a development on the environmental sensitive area, and all these sensitive area can be lead to the erosion. Water erosion is caused by detachment and transportation of soil, by rainfall, runoff, melting of snow or ice, and irrigation of the soil. And there also can be found 5 type of factors that can affect the water erosion, such as climate, soil properties, soil cover, land management, and topography. In Sarawak, land is very important to the native that usually use for the agriculture, such as for the oil palm plantation, paddy, rubber tree, peppers, and so on. And government has have a great effect to the agriculture land that help the native life to improve in terms of agricultural resources. Besides there's also private sector or some companies that managing the logging and timber business that has made it as a source of income for many years, and this will has led into deforestation. If nothing is done, all these beautiful trees and beautiful rainforests will be cut down, and all the timber will be exported, and this will lead into the water pollution because of the runoff of the water that bring the debris and logging or timber to the river. So there is several important factors such as the soil cover, land management, and topography. And this factor is can be used to manage the soil so that the soil is no longer being degraded. For example, first one is soil cover. It's referred to the vegetative canopy that help to stabilize the soil and control the runoff. Because the vessel is exposed to the full erosive power of the raindrops and runoff the water. The vegetative canopy will intercept the raindrops and reduce the erosive energy of the raindrops. Whereas for topography is one of the important variable in the water erosion. The degree of the steepness as well as the slope length is important. Steep slope is have a high run of the water velocity. This will increases its erosive energy. When the slope is longer, surface area for the water collection also increase and therefore increase the run of the volume. Further land management is referred to such as the massive land clearing done by large construction equipment, pulverize the soil and clear all the vegetation. This mechanical disturbance exposes the soil directly to the impact of the rainfall energy. Here in this slide we can see the management that should be due to the land by terracing the land. There is two types of measure of the soil and water conservation. Mechanical measure is referred to the permanent and semi-permanent structures that involve in terracing, budding, trenching, check dam, and so on. It is designed to modify the land slope to convey the runoff of water safely to the waterways, to reduce the sedimentation and runoff the velocity. Besides, it is also used to improve the water quality. And then for the second one is biological measure. It is referred to vegetative measure which involve the forestry, agroforestry, horticulture and agriculture, or agronomic practice. Agronomic measures are available in the landscape of less than 2% slope. Agronomic measures reduce the impact of the raindrops through the covering of soil surface and increase the infiltration rate and water absorption capacity of the soil, which result in reduced the runoff and soil loss through the erosion. There is an effect of the soil conservation measures. This is what we expect from the outcome. The most measures that best fit in the socio-economic context is both biological and mechanical measures. Why? Because biological alone or mechanical alone cannot give the best effect to the land. In order to maintain the minimization of the water erosion, the government together with the private sector should be cooperate with each other to minimize the problem, to provide free course alternative on how to manage the land in a good way. For the audience of this online course should educate yourself on how managing the soil, how managing the land, and teach your elders and youngsters on how the importance of the managing the land. As a conclusion, everyone have the responsibility to the land because land is a source of our food and very dear to everyone, especially us human. Okay, that's all for my presentation. Thank you and all the best.